Can you tell us about co-writing the OK Blue Jays theme song and how that was when you did that?
It was basically a phone call, Howard. It was like the chance to write for Paul Beeston, who came to our office. Tony and I had an office over on Hazelton Avenue, and he said, basically, we need a song that says, they're okay. Don't say they're great, because we've only been in business 5 years. That was March of 82. And Tony and I wrote the song within a day, based on the Randy Newman sort of style of and meets Making Whoopee.
Gotcha.
And we decided that we would write and explain what that song, what it was like to go to a baseball game, because we didn't think people in Toronto, only because Tony and I never played baseball, we were sort of explaining it to ourselves.
Right. That's great. In your early work as a professional musician, when you were playing keyboards and flute with Seals and Crofts, Loggins and Messina, is there anything you learned at that time that has stood steadfast with you since then, or has been a useful piece of knowledge that you gained from that experience?
I think the core thing I learned was that I actually got to hang out with songwriters, and they were great songwriters. They wrote such iconic melodic songs, and those songs said a lot, right? Those songs really spoke to people, and so that was my training. Plus, I had to learn, even though I'd taken orchestration, studied all those things, and I studied classical music. I had to learn what it was like to work with people that didn't read music, and so I was the only guy in both bands that read music.
Right.
So I had to try. I became a translator.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
You've earned a lot of awards. Is it different winning one for being the most performed screen composer in the past 30 years?
Totally. It's the most amazing thing to have, to be able to have been part of that. It really is. I was actually shocked when Paul called me and said, we're giving you this award. And I said, you're kidding, right? I didn't really buy it. Yeah.
Wow.
But I figure they keep track at SOCAN, so they must know.
That's all we do is keep track of the royalties. That's our job. In screen composing, all the composers I've talked to, the hours can be really long. The work has to be done for deadlines, and you have to keep adjusting your work for your collaborators, directors, producers, people who want the music to be a certain way. It's high pressure, and it's very time consuming, I know. You're a father of 7 children. How did you manage to maintain your family life and still deliver everything that you had to deliver to be successful in that industry?
Well, I think I've been lucky. I have a strong, best way to say it is I have a strong faith, and I have a strong work ethic, and I've been very lucky to have had a very understanding family. There are lots of regrets there, Howard. I wish that I could have spent more time with them, but I think there's been a sense of understanding and a sense of this is what it takes to earn money. This is what it takes to be able to put your kids in good schools. This is all those things that you realize you're making sacrifices, and as high pressured as it is, it's worth it because you can actually contribute to the lives of those 7 kids.